The Berenstain Bears and the Truth by Stan and Jan Berenstain. No matter how you hope, no matter how you try, you can't make truth out of a lie. The Berenstain Bears and the Truth. It was a lazy sort of day in bear country. The air was so still that the leaves on the big tree house where the bear family lived were hardly rustling, except in the beehive where the bees were always busy. Nothing much seemed to be happening. It was a sort of day that sometimes leads to mischief. Inside the tree house, Brother and Sister Bear were sitting around not doing anything in particular. Brother was holding his soccer ball. He had become interested in soccer. He had been outside practicing free kicks. Sister was relaxing in an easy chair, thinking about what to do next. Neither Papa nor Mama Bear was around. Papa was in a shop working on some furniture, and Mama was out shopping. I know what. Let's go gather some wild blackberries, said Sister. Brother thought about that. No, wild blackberries have too many thorns, and besides, the seeds get stuck in your teeth, he said. Well, then, let's go out and twist each other. Well, then, let's go out and twist each other up on the swing and see who gets the dizziest, said Sister. Brother thought about that. No, that's silly. And besides, we did that yesterday, he said. Sister became irritated and impatient with her brother. My goodness, you don't want to do anything. All you want to do is sit there and hug that soccer ball. I think you must be in love with that soccer ball, she complained. I am not, but I'll tell you something. I bet I can dribble this ball past you, protested Brother. Brother was a pretty good soccer player and a very good dribbler, but so was Sister. The only one who saw what happened next beside the cubs was a mockingbird who perched on a twig outside an open window. Brother faced Sister. The ball was on the floor between them. First, Brother moved the ball with his right foot, then with his left trying to trip Sister out of position. Then, quick as a flash, he gave the ball a sharp kick with his right. It almost worked, but Sister was fast too. She reached out with her knee and blocked the ball, which bounced against a bookshelf, against a chair, against a footstool, and into Mama's most favourite lamp, which fell to the floor with a crash. The mockingbird let out a screech and got out of there as fast as its wings could carry it. As it flew away, it saw Mama Bear returning from the marketplace. Now, the bear family had some house rules, just as any family has. One was no honey eating in bed, another was no tracking mud on the clean floors, and another was no ball playing in the house. What to do? Brother looked at Sister. Sister looked at Brother. They both looked at the broken lamp, and they both listened in horror as Mama came up the front steps and into the house. All Brother had time to do before Mama came into the room was roll the ball behind Papa's chair. My lamp! My best lamp! What happened? Tell me about it, said Mama, looking into her cubs' eyes. The cubs looked into Mama's eyes, then at each other. Then they began to tell one of the biggest whippers that has ever been told in bear country. It was a bird, began Brother. Yes, a big purple bird with yellow feet, added Sister. And with green wingtips, added Brother. And funny-looking red feathers sticking out of its head, said Sister as a finishing touch. As most lies do, the purple bird Whopper got bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, and it flew in that window, zoomed across the room, and knocked over the lamp, continued the cubs. As Mama Bear was looking at the broken lamp with a sad expression on her face, Papa Bear came in from a shop. The cubs began to tell him the story of the big bird that flew in the window and broke the lamp. It was harder to tell the second time. For one thing, they couldn't quite remember how they told it the first time. You've got me confused. Was it a purple bird with green wingtips and yellow feet? Or a yellow bird with purple wingtips and green feet? Or was it a white bird with black spots, like that soccer ball behind my easy chair? Said Papa. But the thing that really did make it hard the second time was how very sad Mama looked as she picked up the pieces of the broken lamp. Mama, we're really sorry about the lamp, said Brother. Oh, yes, said Sister, picking up the last piece and putting it in the dustbin. Oh, I'm not worried about the lamp. We can always get another one, or we can glue this one back together. What I'm sad about is that is that thought that maybe, just maybe, my cubs, whom I've always trusted, aren't telling the truth. And trust is not something you can put back together again. Said Mama. Both cubs started to talk at once. It wasn't a bird, it was a soccer ball, said Sister, and it was my fault. It, it was just as much as my fault, shouted Brother and Sister. But they both shouted down, but they were both shouted down by the phone, which rang loudly. It was Grizzly Gran, inviting the Bear family for a Sunday visit. Hello, Gran. Oh, everything is just fine in the treehouse. How is everything with you? Said Mama. But Mama, you told Gran that everything is fine here, and that isn't really the truth, protested Sister after Mama hung up the phone. Oh, but it is. We've got two fine cubs who have just learned a very important lesson about telling the truth. And what could be finer than that? Answered Mama. Now let's help Papa glue the lamp back together, she concluded. Nobody really expects cubs to be perfect, and from time to time, Brother and Sister Bear did forget the rules. Brother ate honey in bed a couple of times. One time, Sister tracked a little mud on the clean floor, and once or twice, Brother and Sister started to play ball in the house before they remembered not to. But they never ever again told a Whopper. Because trust is one thing you can't put back together once it's broken. The end.